Part 101. The vicious female supporting character's character collapsed after her voice was eavesdropped. Author, R.O. Wich Jong Word. Chapter 1001. Chapter 1001. Men also have a sixth sense. Non-vegetation, ruthless practice makes perfect. So it is impossible that Lu Jing's eyes did not touch Sun Ying'er's heart at all. But this touch did not last long. Because she heard Lu Jingjiang's frightened voice saying, "It scared me to death. It scared me to death. I almost thought that you wouldn't show up, and Sunday if you really don't show up, and Sun, then I would be the only one embarrassed." Sun Ying'er. Well, it seems that being moved by Lu Jing is a very stupid thing. But this Lu Jing has also made some progress. After all, when this guy said this, he still covered his body. Don't let such stupid noises get out. The requirements for Lu Jing should not be too high, just make progress. Sun Ying'er said in a helpless voice, "Go on." After hearing this, Lu Jing continued, "There are many people in this world. I also understand that I will definitely meet many people in the future, but I feel that no matter who I meet, I will never meet them people like you. Okay, I admit that you usually dislike me, but I don't know why. It is obvious that other people also dislike me, but in my eyes, your dislike is different from others." Sun Ying'er, what's the difference? I don't know what's the difference, but I just feel different. Maybe this is a man's sixth sense, and I feel that you are very different. I have been mentally prepared for coming here for a long time. Today I hope to let the whole world know how sincere I am to you, and let the whole world know that I am willing to make you dislike me for the rest of my life. At this moment, Sun Ying'er really admired Sunian. Even if she is so strong in other aspects, why is she so good at writing? The words she wrote actually made her want to cry. When Lu Jing said, "Sun Ying'er, you can tell me now if you can despise me for the rest of your life." Sun Ying'er said directly with a puff. He immediately laughed out loud. "Well, can I hug you now?" Lu Jing said cautiously at this time. Sun Ying'er nodded. After seeing Sun Ying'er nodding, Lu Jing walked up to Sun Ying'er and hugged Sun Ying'er. After hugging Sun Ying'er, she said in a stern tone, "And Sun, you see, I am usually very reliable in doing things and do things perfectly. So if I am really reliable, then it's really reliable." This is said like a child asking for praise. Sun Ying'er smiled and said, yeah, you're right, you are very powerful. Then when you go to see my aunt, you have to say something nice in front of my aunt to let her know how powerful I am." "Okay, I will definitely say a few nice words in front of your aunt, and I will definitely praise you to the level of heaven and nothing on earth." If others heard this, they might be able to hear some sarcasm in it, but Lu Jing was excited when he heard this. "And Sun, you said this yourself, please don't lie to me. I don't like people to lie to me the most, so I never give others a chance to lie to me. For example, if you promise me something, even if you can't do it, I will try my best to make you do it. Do you understand what I mean?" What else could Sun Ying'er do after hearing this? She could only say in a coaxing tone, yes, you are right, I will do what you want." In the eyes of outsiders, this is a young couple speaking the truth. If they knew what they said, they would definitely laugh out loud. End of this chapter. The vicious female supporting character's character collapsed after her voice was eavesdropped. Author, R.O. Wich Jong Word. Chapter 1002. Chapter 1002. Sun Ying'er, don't ask, asking means regretting. After the confession incident, Lu Jing took Sun Ying'er everywhere to attend banquets. Looking like you want the whole world to know your true feelings. And this guy Lu Jing is even more capable of talking nonsense. Even Sun Ying'er can't stand it. The reason for this is because Lu Jing is too capable of talking nonsense. For example, right now, Lu Jing stood under the gaze of everyone. "Hey, actually I have known that Luo Qian is sincere to me, but I can't help it, I have someone in my heart, and the person I like can't be better than Luo Qian. It's one thing to break through the psychological defense, but it's another thing to meet a better person. Hey, my Yinger is so outstanding that I even think that I can't meet a better person than my Yinger in this life. I really hope Luo Qian can think about it quickly and stop doing childish things. After all, he is not even the slightest bit different from my Yinger. They are really different. Sun Yinger. Although Sun Yinger has decided to pay. But with Lu Jing's behavior, Sun Yinger really regretted it. Does this guy really not know how to write the word convergence? Now that so many people are watching, she can't stop it at all. I can only accompany you here with a smile. At first, I thought that the day I confessed my love was the same as taking a dump in the street. Now that I think about it, Lan Min really felt that he was a little too underestimated. Getting along with Lu Jing is no different than taking a dump anytime, anywhere. Sun Yinger now really regrets it. But no matter how much I regretted it, there was nothing I could do. The relationship with Lu Jing had been made public. Now even killing Lu Jing was of no use. I could only bite the bullet and move forward. Now Sun Yinger really feels like there are a lot of radar-like eyes scanning her body. The key is that even if there are more looks like this, how long can she do now is just keep smiling, keep smiling. You are right, Mr. Lu. You and Miss Sun are truly a match made in heaven. Yes, I have never seen anyone so well matched as you. You can really be said to be a golden boy and a beautiful girl. Yes, if you really succeed, then don't forget to send me an invitation and let us have a good time. When Lu Jing heard these words, he directly hit his chest with his hand. Don't worry, if we really hold a wedding by then, we will definitely invite you. When Lu Jing said this, he looked at Sun Yinger beside him. After all, I finally met someone who can be with me for a lifetime. I will definitely give her a perfect wedding, so that I can be worthy of her and myself at the same time. When Lu Jing finished saying this, he couldn't help but give himself a thumbs up in his heart. Such perfect love words, he was able to say them. I have to talk to Sunian later. Let Sunian understand how powerful he is. At this moment, there was a sudden noise. Everyone looked along the sound. When they see people, their eyes light up. The reason why this happened is because the person they saw was none other than the other protagonist of this matter. Luo Qian. The first time Lu Jing saw Luo Qian, he felt that this guy wanted to kill him. But, Luo Qian just doesn't have such rights. Sure enough, it feels really good to be a bitch. Lu Jing spoke directly. Luo Qian, why are you here? Why is this person always like this, always haunting like this? You are also a man after all. I will tell you directly that I don't like it. I will never fall in love with you. Why are you still like this? End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The vicious female supporting character's character collapsed after her voice was eavesdropped. Author, R.O. Wich Zhang Word. Chapter 1003. Chapter 1003. Luo Qian is frustrated. Luo Qian has never felt such humiliation in his entire life. He knew that Lu Jing would not be able to think of such a solution based on his brain, and it must be the person behind Lu Jing. Sunian. Sunian, this woman is really scheming. Lu Jing, you have a bad mind. I don't care about you, but you really don't know who the person I am having trouble with is. Luo Qian could only look at Sun Yinger. There was no other way. Luo Qian could only turn his attention back to Sun Yinger. He is a man after all. If we continue to be entangled with this guy Lu Jing, then, I really don't know how far the entanglement will go. Okay, Luo Qian admitted that he couldn't beat Lu Jing. But who has ever played with Lu Jing's behavior? He could only focus on Sun Yinger. Yes, from the very beginning, as long as something went wrong with Sun Yinger, it was impossible for Sunian to ignore her. So his original target could only be Sun Ying-er. Damn it, Lu Jing led him astray. When Sun Ying-er heard this, the corners of her mouth raised slightly. Now Sun Ying-er really felt a little pity. What a pity that I did it for this guy. You have to pay so much and lose such face. This is so embarrassing, it can even be said that it is embarrassing in vain. What do you mean? Are you having a tangle with Ying-er? Then what happened when you secretly took photos of me in bed? Don't you want to admit it? That's not a bed photo. Don't you admit it now? No matter how much you love me, it will be of no use. I tell you, there is only one person in my heart. Don't use dirty tricks to seduce my attention. I tell you, no matter what method you use, you can't impress me. When Lu Jing said this, he directly protected Sun Ying-er behind him. Lu Jing, don't talk to me about useless things. You are also a man. If you are a man, then you will fight me for real. What do you mean by beating around the bush like this? Lu Jing, you guy, can't you understand human speech? Luo Qian, who couldn't pull him back, was as annoyed as he could be when he saw Lu Jing like this. He was simply annoyed to death. This guy really doesn't have any so-called face. Lu Jing. I'm here. Even if you try to love me, it's of no use. It's really of no use. Lu Jing decided to kill this matter. Although Lu Jing is stupid, he also knows that he should protect women behind him at critical moments. At this moment, Sun Ying-er's voice rang out, Luo Qian, you said I was the one who had the dispute with you? Are you sure? When Luo Qian heard this, his eyes suddenly lit up. Sun Ying-er finally couldn't help talking. As long as Sun Ying-er speaks. Luo Qian felt that even if he couldn't deal with the Lu family, it couldn't be said that he couldn't deal with Lu Jing, but that Lu Jing was too shameless. I cannot get involved with shameless people. If I really had an entanglement with you, then why didn't Huo Linyuan find out? Why did Huo Linyuan still want to marry me? In your eyes, is Huo Linyuan just a fool? Luo Qian put on a condescending air. Once a woman wants to do something, she can always do it. Sun Ying-er really didn't expect that Luo Qian could be so disgusting, just by bullying a woman. Moreover, Luo Qian's posture was as if he should be crawling under the feet of the non-stop. End of this chapter. The vicious female supporting character's character collapsed after her voice was eavesdropped. Author, R.O. Wich Zhang Word. Chapter 1004. Chapter 1004. You shouldn't be. When she realized this, Sun Ying-er's eyes became sharp. If it's really like what you said, why did you say it so boldly? What do you mean by saying this? And you put on such a show, you act condescending. What do you mean by acting condescending? It's like I'm saying to fall in love with you soon. I'm saying this, but it's nothing in your eyes. But if that's really the case, then what's the point of doing this now? Sun Ying-er still had a smile on her face. But this smile is really as sharp as it is sharp. When Lu Jing heard this, his eyes suddenly lit up, and then he shouted, yes, what is your purpose in saying this now, Luo Qian? You are really not a man. By the way, in your situation, what do you mean? You can't be zero, right? You can't be a zero. This word is like a curse. After Lu Jing finished speaking, Luo Qian kept thinking, Lu Jing, what do you mean when you say this? What is zero? Your whole family is zero. What do you mean you are so excited? I just said a word and you are so excited. What is there to be excited about? What is going on with you? You. Lu Jing knew very well that at this time, he had to continue, why are you so excited every time? Luo Qian, you are not a simple person after all. You are also a famous young master of the Luo family. Why are you always so fussy? What's the point of fussing about it? You. Sun Ying-er continued to take advantage of the situation and said, okay, Luo Qian, I think you still need to think carefully about how to explain to Huo Linyuan behind you. After all, you have to know that Huo Linyuan is not someone to be trifled with. Lu Jing, Sun Ying you are really amazing. If that's the case, let's see who can have the last laugh. What else can you say besides harsh words? Let me tell you, even if there are no women in this world, I will not fall in love with you. Even if I like a man, I will not fall in love with you. Don't pester me. After Lu Jing said this, he looked at Sun Ying. The two of them had such a similar smile. Although they didn't say anything, they both knew what the other person meant. After it comes out. Lu Jing was chattering next to Sun Ying like a child. And son, am I very powerful? Ha ha ha, Luo Qian's face is really ugly. Lu Jing really wanted to relieve his anger as much as possible. You must know that Lu Jing liked Lan Min before, so he kept in contact with them. That Luo Qian looks like his eyes are higher than his head. A very contemptuous attitude towards others. It's really uncomfortable, very unpleasant. It's really cool to be able to push Luo Qian to this level now. Now I really feel that it is right to stay with you and my aunt. I even feel that I am the happiest man in the world. Sun Ying said with a cold face, don't let Baikan hear what you said. If Baikan knows about it, he will definitely be unhappy and compete with you for this title. These words successfully made Lu Jing frown. This Li Baikan can't be so domineering. Sun Ying nodded. What else could Lu Jing do? He could only say aggrievedly, then second place is fine. But she didn't expect that. After hearing this, Sun Ying said, this is impossible, and the second thing is calligraphy. Lu Jing, if you want to be so domineering, you can't do anything second. It's really too domineering. End of this chapter. The vicious female supporting character's character collapsed after her voice was eavesdropped. Author, R.O. Wich Zhang Word. Chapter 1005. Chapter 1005. Lu Jing is not qualified to offer opinions. Yes, it just doesn't work. Do you have any opinion? Lu Jing spread his hands helplessly. What opinions can I have? Am I qualified to offer opinions? Now that you know you are not qualified, what should you do? After Sun Ying said this, Lu Jing directly stretched out his hand and made a zipper motion on his mouth. Sun Ying just snorted coldly and walked forward. Lu Jing quickly followed. It's very much like a puppy. Sun Ying occasionally looked at Lu Jing out of the corner of her eye. When she saw Lu Jing looking so cute, she really wanted to laugh. But at the same time, I also know not to laugh. You must remain serious in front of Lu Jing. Because Sun Ying knew that the more this happened, the more fun Lu Jing would be. Lu Jing sent Sun Ying home very attentively before returning to his own home. When I returned home, I unexpectedly saw his old man there. It's so late, why don't you sleep? Don't you know that elderly people are very particular about going to bed early and getting up early? If you don't get enough sleep, your body will easily suffer from problems. When Father Lu heard this, his expression suddenly changed, and he immediately said directly, what do you mean by this? Is this how you talk to your father? I'm telling the truth. If you don't believe it, then I'll get you a scientist and explain to you the consequences if elderly people don't go to bed early. Having said this, at that time, Lu Jing also took out his mobile phone and dialed a number. After the call was connected, Lu Jing said directly to the person on the other side of the phone, find me a scientist, who is mainly responsible for healthcare. If you don't have one, then you can find a doctor with a high degree of education, the one who knows a lot. Father Lu. This guy really is. Immediately, Father Lu walked directly in front of Lu Jing and knocked the phone out of Lu Jing's hand. Shut up. Lu Jing was confused when he saw his father being so angry. He immediately looked at the old man curiously. What's wrong with you? As a son, I care about you. Why do you lose such a temper? What on earth are you doing? What's going on? Father Lu couldn't help but hold his forehead when he heard this. Well, he was in the company and in the shopping mall, fighting with those people and racking his brains. This resulted in him not turning around at all when he got home. Father Lou really regrets it now. The reason why he said this is because he felt that it was really tiring to scheming outside, so he wanted to be a little more relaxed outside. But I didn't expect that this would be the result. He really doesn't know what God is doing now, whether he listens to his wishes, and why he fulfills his wishes in such a blind way. It's really not possible to blindly realize your wishes like this. After all, Lu's father has been Lu Jing's father for so many years, so he still has the tolerance in his heart, so he said, "By the way, what is going on between you and Miss Sun, are you and her real?" Lu Jingze looked at his old man with disgust after hearing this, "So that's what you're asking? Why don't you ask directly? Why are you beating around the bush like this? I'm your son. I'm not your employee, nor am I your opponent. It's really bad for you to waste your time like this." Father Lu. This guy actually blames himself. Father Lu now really feels that his son is very capable. Very capable. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The vicious female supporting character's character collapsed after her voice was eavesdropped. Author, R.O. Wich John Word. Chapter 1006. Chapter 1006. You can be immoral in this matter. Father Lu's face suddenly turned cold. Do you want to say it or not? If you don't say it, then I will leave. Lu Jing actually did this on purpose. It's very simple. He just wanted to put on a good show. After all, he knows that in the eyes of his old man, he has always been like a fool, and he has finally been able to pretend a little in front of his old man. And isn't there a saying that people should not act like teenagers? Of course you have to show off, just show off well. You can just leave. Although I am your son, I am also an adult. Can you respect me a little bit? But as he spoke, he saw the old man stand up and walk outside. Seeing the old man leaving, Lu Jing suddenly became anxious. Hey, why are you leaving? I haven't even finished speaking. Don't you want to listen to my plan? You know that I really don't mean anything. As a child, if I become more powerful, I will be very powerful. When Lu Jing said this, he did not forget to pull the old man. When Father Lu saw Lu Jing like this, he was as disgusted as he could be. Originally, when Father Lu saw Lu Jing like this, he really thought that Lu Jing could do something. After all, as a father, who doesn't want his son to become better? But as far as Lu Jing was concerned, it was obviously impossible. Since it's impossible, then why waste time here? I'll tell you everything, Dad, don't leave, I'll tell you properly. Then Lu Jing told everything that happened during this period. After finishing speaking, Lu Jing's face was as proud as he wanted to be. But after Lu Jing saw his father's face, his smile froze successfully. The reason why this was so was because he saw pity and regret on his old father's face. This made Lu Jing confused. Even if I don't want to praise myself, I can't have such an expression. What's going on? Lu Jing, is there really no possibility between you and Sun Ying? What's possible? Lu Jing asked. Father Lu frowned when he heard this. You just have any ideas, for example, in that regard, do you really not have any? Lu Jing understood. When Lu Jing understood, he took a few steps back. Dad, do you know what you are talking about? Aunt Sun and I, Aunt Sun is my aunt, am I a beast? What can I do to my own aunt? You have so-called thoughts, Dad, can you please stop talking nonsense? Father Lu really wanted to kill this guy. It's fine if it's unreliable in normal times, why is it still unreliable in this regard? You and Miss Sun are not related by blood, how can you not pretend to be real? even if we really talk about it, do you think you will meet a better woman than Miss Sun? When Lu Jing heard his old man say this, Sun Ying'er appeared in his mind. Indeed, it seemed that among the women he met, Sunian was better than Sun Ying'er. But Sunian is married. But Sun Ying'er. When he thought of this name, Lu Jing turned around and took a few steps back. Oh, Dad, stop talking nonsense. Aunt Sun and I really have a pure aunt-nephew relationship. Even if I, Lu Jing, or if I'm not a human being, then I can't be a human being in this regard. You can be immoral in this matter. Lu Jing. Is this something inappropriate? But the events of that night successfully appeared in Lu Jing's mind. Although he was drunk, he still had some so-called sense. End of this chapter. The vicious female supporting character's character collapsed after her voice was eavesdropped. Author, R.O. Which John Word. Chapter 1007. Chapter 1007. Talking too much in bed will cause jealousy. Then what do you want to do? Do you just want to find a random woman to be your wife? I don't care, but are you really willing to leave such a good woman and find a bad one? As a father, Father Lu knows his son's temperament very clearly. As expected, when Lu Jing heard this, his expression changed. Just like that, the space fell into a brief silence. Lu Jing loosened his tie irritably. Okay, stop talking nonsense. It's so late now. You'd better go to bed early. You also know that it's not easy for me to find a wife. If you don't take good care of your body, it will be difficult for you to have a grandchild. After Lu Jing said this, he walked forward directly. You brat, I'm your father, how can you say such a thing? Are you really not afraid that I will kill you? If it were really another time, Lu Jing might have said something back when he heard what the old man said. But Lu Jing didn't mean to stop at all this time. The other side. Li Baikan received news from Zhou Qi. Huo Linyuan started to move. Takes action against their company. However, when he heard the news, he did not speak immediately, but tapped his knuckles on the table. What kind of role does Lin Na play in it? These words made Zhou Su stunned. Li Baikan turned his attention to Zhou Su. I'll check it out right away. Zhou Su left in a hurry after finishing speaking. Li Baikan had no doubts about Zhou Su's situation. If Lin Na hadn't danced in front of Sunian, he wouldn't have noticed this woman. But this Lin Na is really. At this moment, Sunian's voice rang out, what's wrong? Why are you so angry at Zhou Su? Did Zhou Su do something wrong? No, Zhou Su is very stable in doing things and rarely does anything wrong thing. Then what do you mean by this, and why do you feel that I have wronged him? Why is Sunian here? Just when he saw Zhou Su leaving in a hurry just now, his expression was very bad. She felt that Zhou Su was always so attentive around her. At this time, I have to let Zhou Su understand that his usual efforts are rewarded. I just feel that Zhou Su is very stable when he is by my side and never makes mistakes. I am really curious to see him like this for the first time. How could Li Baikan not understand what Sunian meant? He took this little woman into his arms and said, are you saying good things to him and blowing your mind? No, I'm just telling the truth. Zhou Su has been with me for so long, and I know what kind of temper Zhou Su has is normal. Of course, I also hope that you can do things more easily, so I am telling you this now, just to give you some advice. When Sunian said this, the man's hands wandered over her body. It feels a bit like a beast patrolling its prey. But if Zhou Su is by your side, what trouble can happen? After all, for him, when he is by your side, he is basically running errands. If I am not wrong, then let him return to my house now. Then he will definitely not agree. That's not necessarily what you said. Li Baikan bit her ear at this time, but I think I need to remind you that pillow talk is indeed useful, but if you talk too much, pillow talk can easily cause jealousy. End of this chapter. The vicious female supporting character's character collapsed after her voice was eavesdropped. Author, R.O. Wich Jong Word. Chapter 1008. Chapter 1008. Wait for me to kill everyone. No. You can try. When Sunian heard this, he adjusted his position. I think you may not understand what pillow wind means. Really? Isn't that what I understand it to mean? My own woman speaks for others. I think I personally cannot accept this kind of pillow style. Is not what it means. Lee Baikin frowned and looked confused. Isn't that what you mean? Then Mrs. Lee, can you tell me what it means? I don't have much vision, and I am not as knowledgeable as you. Mrs. Lee, please explain it to me. Say, let me broaden my horizons a little bit. When Lee Baikin said this, his face was full of curiosity. Sunian stretched out her hand and put it on his face. Do you think you are guilty of saying this? You have no vision. If you have no vision, then can you tell me who has the vision? This guy can really fake it? Don't think I don't know that this guy is deliberately setting up a trap for me to get in. This guy is the same. After using this trick so many times, he doesn't know how to change it. Every time this happens, Sunian has to be pressed on the desk. Then, cough cough cough. Sunian said with a half-smile tone, actually, I think you really know a lot of things. There are some things you really need to know. The more you know, your brain may not be able to hold it. And there will be a lot more troubles. You are not me. How do you know? When Lee Baikin said this, he got closer. But a smile appeared on the corner of Sunian's mouth. Hey, this guy finally caught me. This actually aroused Lee Baikin's curiosity. How could this little woman catch me? At this time, Sunian struggled out of the man's arms and looked very angry. What do you mean by this? Do you mean that I don't understand you? We have been doing this for so long, husband and wife. Why do you think I don't understand you? That's right, Sunian plans to use a woman's unique skills to cause trouble. Lee Baikin. Well, he really can't do anything about this. Okay, I said the wrong thing. You know me very well, you are the person who knows me best in the world. Humph. Sunian snorted proudly, but she also knew that this was just a joke, so she did not continue the question. By the way, what will you do next? Lee Baikin casually twirled a strand of Sunian's hair. What happens next is up to you. From your tone, it seems that I will be the highlight next. Yes, your role is indeed very important, so you have to be careful. When Lee Baikin said this, he tightened his grip on Sunian. I will definitely protect you. This is not only said to Sunian, but also to Lee Baikin himself. But when Sunian heard this, he sneered, I really think you look down on me. You know I'm not a vegetarian. How can those people be my opponents? Just stay at home and stay with me. Just take a good look and see how I kill everyone. Okay, I'll just watch and see how you kill everyone. I will always be your backing. Okay, you said this yourself, then just wait and see. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The vicious female supporting character's character collapsed after her voice was eavesdropped. Author, R.O. Wich Jong Word. Chapter 1009. Chapter 1009. The reason why Sunian didn't show up. The next day, everyone was shocked by the news. Lee Baikin was rushed to the hospital at night and was in danger. As soon as the news came out, all the powerful people sent people to the hospital. You must know that if something happens to Lee Baikin, many things will change significantly. Benefits are possible. As Lee Baikin's wife, Sunian appeared at the Lee group after dawn. Appeared in front of Lan Min. Lan Min was worried when he learned about Lee Baikin's accident. But she didn't know that, At this time, she needed to pay more attention. If you are not careful, Sunian will take advantage of it. When she saw Sunian, she realized that she was right. This woman Sunian is indeed not a good person. So Lan Min immediately spoke directly, "What are you doing here? How is Baikan doing now? Didn't you keep saying that you love Baikan? If you love Baikan, then why are you here now?" "Sunian, it seems I was right, you don't love Baikan at all." Soon Lan Min said a lot of words. But Sunian stood quietly. It's like Lan Min is singing a one-man show. This really made Lan Min feel a little annoyed in his heart. Damn it, it's really hateful, this guy is like this every time. Invisibly gained the upper hand. "Lan Zhen, you are finally smart for once." This made Lan Ji couldn't help but reach for his cell phone, wanting to record the woman's ugliest face. "If you dare to move, I will let you understand what it means to kill two people." These words immediately made Lan Min stop his movements. He immediately opened his eyes. "Why are you so vicious, you?" "What am I? I am so vicious. What do you think? Now the entire Li group is in my hands. What I want to do is a matter of minutes, ha ha ha. It's all in her hands." Lan Min panicked subconsciously when he heard this, but Lan Min was still a little sensible. "What are you talking about? Don't think that I don't know. You are just deceiving me. You are just scaring me. Sunian, you use such low-level words, who are you looking down on?" Sunian nodded when he heard this. "Lan Shi, you have been waiting for me to be born, and you have also been curious about why I didn't take action." Lan Min's eyes also became sharp. Sunian then said one word at a time under Lan Shi's gaze. "Lan Shi, I really don't know where you got the courage to think that you can compete with me and be my opponent." Sunian's eyes were contemptuous, as if he was looking at a fool. "Sunian, what do you mean by this? Are you insulting me? Is insulting me your method? Haha, Sunian, if you really think so, don't you think your method is very low level? I'm just telling the truth. You are taking advantage of my husband's prestige to dominate here. Why don't you ask me if my husband has already given me all his property? Now I am the major shareholder of this company. I have absolute control over this company. My husband even works for me in this company. You take over the place of the people who work for me and dominate this company. Do you think it makes sense?" End of this chapter. The vicious female supporting character's character collapsed after her voice was eavesdropped. Author, R.O. Which John Word. Chapter 1010. Chapter 1010 Lin Na's Danger. Lan Min's eyes suddenly widened. "What? It can even be said that he transferred all his property to me. He didn't have a penny himself. He has been living on soft food these days. Don't you know? This is also the reason why Sunian didn't take action. Don't even know this. Still acting like a fox and a tiger. Hee hee." At the same time, Sunian also wanted to take revenge. You must know that in his last life, this Lanzi used Li Baikan's will to cause himself a lot of trouble. Even if it happened in the previous life. Then if you can take revenge, of course you have to take revenge. You must have used some means, you. What method did I use? This has been transferred to me for a long time. During this period, my husband's health has not had any problems. And even if there are questions, legally only immediate family members can question and sue me. Go to court and then go through legal channels. And you are nothing." Sunian immediately called people in after saying this. The security quickly controlled Lanji. However, Sunian felt that she still had to be a little humane, so she reminded, "Be careful with her belly. If she really miscarries here, it will definitely be blamed on me. I don't want to give him a chance to settle the score. Sunian, you are an unscrupulous woman, you will be punished." Lan Zhen wanted to struggle. but Lan Min's struggle was a joke in front of the strong security guards. Sun Nian watched Lan Min go out. You will know that the game has officially started. Then a lot of family actions were received. Attack simultaneously and make small movements at the same time. Sun Niandu had no intention of taking care of it, but focused on attacking the inside. Stable internally. Sun Nian's methods are strong. But at the same time, a lot of news came that Li Baikan was in danger. Even made it to the emergency room. Lin Na hurriedly came to Huo Linyuan. Huo Xiao, what are you doing? Now is a great opportunity. If we really miss this opportunity, we will regret it for the rest of our lives. But after Lin Na finished speaking, Huo Linyuan looked at her with anger. Do you know who you are talking to? These words seemed to make Lin Na wake up from a dream. She immediately adjusted her tone. I didn't mean it. I really didn't mean it. I was just worried that we had missed this opportunity. After all, Li Baikan and Sun Nian, the method is very cunning. If we miss it? Lin Na, if Li Baikan and Sun Nian really lose, what benefits can you gain from this matter? When Lin Na heard this, her heart suddenly tightened. She really never thought that Huo Linyuan would ask this. In fact, Lin Na still felt that Sun Nian and Li Baikan must have a backup plan. It could even be said that Sun Nian and Li Baikan dug a big hole. Her purpose is really simple. It is to make Li Baikan and Huo Linyuan reach the point of life and death. If it is really achieved, the benefits are really great. At this moment, Lin Na felt in danger. But no matter how dangerous it is, you have to bite the bullet, because I don't like Sun Nian. I think Sun Nian is good at everything, as if the world is in her hands. Why, Sun Nian is nothing, but how could Sun Nian be in such a position as a woman who relies on men? I just want to pull him down from the height and throw him to the ground. Lina now tried to make herself more vulgar and ignorant. But he didn't expect that after Lin Na said this, Huo Linyuan said, what about me? A few simple words really made Lin Na break into a cold sweat. If according to your logic, you should also want to pull me down. How should I deal with you who have such thoughts? Although Lin Na lowered her head now, but she could still feel the burning gaze from Huo Linyuan. Such a sight really made her feel as if she was going to be burned up. But Lin Na's reason told her, must calm down now. Even now there can be no superfluous movements. End of this chapter.